The first BLO of the story opens on Earth in the year 2387. Humanity has just achieved faster than light travel and established 3 small colonies on nearby worlds. The human race is young in the galactic community, barely noticed by the ancient alien civilizations that have ruled space for millions of years. Captain James Reed commands the exploration vessel Pioneer as it makes routine contact with the Galactic Council on the neutral station, Nexus Prime. The Council consists of 12 major alien species, each more advanced than humanity. The blue-skinned Altani serve as diplomats, while the insectoid hive mind collective controls trade routes. The reptilian Dracos rule through military might, and the energy-based ethereals claim to be the oldest race in the galaxy. During the first diplomatic meeting, Ambassador Lisa Park presents humanity's petition to join the Council as a minor member. The aliens look down on humans as primitive newcomers. Elder Vox of the Altani speaks in condescending tones about how humans must prove their worth through a century of service. Before even being considered for basic trading rights, the tension escalates when human merchant ships begin disappearing. Near Draco space, Captain Reed investigates and discovers human colonists being used as slave labor in Draco mining operations. When he demands answers, Warlord Krex laughs and explains that humans are considered unprotected livestock under current galactic law. The breaking point comes when the hive attacks the human colony of New Terra without warning. 10,000 civilians, including children, are killed in what the aliens call a resource acquisition. The few survivors report that the aliens harvested human organs and genetic material for their experiments. Earth's President Tom Walsh demands justice from the Galactic Council, but the aliens dismiss human complaints. They explain that newer species must earn protection through military strength or valuable resources. Since humans possess neither, they have no rights. The Council delivers an ultimatum. Humanity must abandon all colonies beyond Earth and accept tributary status, paying 90% of their resources to the Council in exchange for basic protection. Any refusal will result in total war and human extinction. Captain Reed returns to Earth with the devastating news. In emergency sessions, world leaders debate their options. Some advocate surrender, believing humanity cannot fight advanced alien civilizations. Others, led by General Mark Stone, argue that submission means slow death through exploitation. The decision comes when reconnaissance ships detect massive alien fleets gathering at the edge of human space. The Dracos, Hive, and 3 other species are preparing for invasion. Planning to divide human worlds among themselves, President Walsh addresses the planet in a historic broadcast. He announces that humanity will not surrender, will not bow to alien tyranny, and will fight for their right to exist as free beings. The declaration of war against the Galactic Council sends shockwaves across human space, but Earth's military knows the truth. Humanity has only 200 warships against thousands of alien vessels. Their weapons are centuries behind alien technology. The human colonies have minimal defenses. Military analysts predict human resistance will collapse within months. As alien invasion fleets begin moving toward human space. Captain Reed volunteers for a desperate mission. He will take the Pioneer deep into unexplored space, searching for ancient weapons or lost technologies that might give humanity a fighting chance. The first part ends with Reed's ship jumping into the unknown while alien fleets mass at Earth's borders. Behind him, humanity prepares for what seems like certain destruction. Factories work around the clock producing weapons and ships. Children say goodbye to parents heading to war. The entire human race knows they face extinction, but they choose to fight rather than live as slaves. Meanwhile, across the galaxy, alien civilizations celebrate the coming easy victory over the primitive humans. They place bets on how quickly human resistance will crumble and argue over how to divide human territory. None of them suspect that their actions have awakened something terrible in the human spirit, a capacity for total war that will soon turn their orderly galaxy into a nightmare of endless conflict. The stage is set for humanity's greatest test, where they must prove that freedom is worth any price, and that even the smallest species can become the most dangerous when pushed too far. The AWAKNING's 6 months into the war. Humanity is losing badly. The alien invasion fleets have conquered 2 of the 3 human colonies. New Dallas fell after a 3-week siege, its population enslaved. Port Liberty was glassed from orbit when colonists refused to surrender, leaving nothing but radioactive ash. Earth's military leader, General Stone, watches helplessly as his fleets are destroyed in every engagement. Human ships are faster and more maneuverable than expected, but alien shields deflect most human weapons while their energy beams cut through human armor like paper. The situation becomes desperate when the Hive launches a biological attack on Earth's agricultural regions. Alien viruses destroy crops across 3 continents, threatening global famine. Meanwhile, Draco raiders capture human medical ships, torturing doctors and nurses in broadcasts meant to break human morale. Captain Reed's ship Pioneer has been missing for months, presumed lost in deep space. Hope fades as Earth's defense fleets shrink to fewer than 50 operational vessels. The aliens demand surrender daily, promising to spare human lives in exchange for total submission. But in the outer rim of the galaxy, Reed has made a discovery that will change everything. Following ancient star maps found in a derelict alien probe, he locates a dead system with no living worlds. Hidden in the system's asteroid belt is a massive artificial structure, a space station built by a vanished race called the Builders. The station is millions of years old, its technology far beyond anything the current galaxy has seen. Inside its vast chambers, Reed finds automated factories, weapon blueprints, and most importantly, an AI construct that still functions. The AI, calling itself Guardian, explains that the Builders once faced a similar threat from aggressive younger Races.Guardian reveals that the Builders created the ultimate deterrent, self-replicating warships capable of learning and adapting to any enemy. These ships were designed to protect peaceful civilizations from extinction, but the Builders sealed them away when they realized the weapons were too dangerous to control. Reed pleads humanity's case, explaining how the galactic powers have condemned his species to slavery or death. Guardian analyzes human history, finding patterns of both cruelty and remarkable courage. The AI makes a fateful decision and will unlock the Builder technology, but only for humanity's defensive use. The process begins immediately. Ancient factories wake from million-year slumber, beginning to construct ships unlike anything seen in the modern galaxy. These vessels are dark, angular, and equipped with weapons that manipulate matter at the quantum level. Each ship contains an adaptive AI that learns from every battle. While Reed oversees construction, Earth faces its darkest hour. Alien fleets reach the outer solar system, beginning their final assault. Mars falls after a brutal battle that costs humanity its last heavy cruisers. The survivors retreat to Earth's moon, preparing for humanity's last stand. President Walsh broadcasts what many believe will be humanity's final message to the galaxy. He declares that while alien races may destroy human bodies, they cannot kill the human spirit. He promises that even in death, humanity will never surrender its dignity to tyrants. The speech reaches human resistance cells throughout occupied colonies. On New Dallas, slave workers begin sabotaging alien mining equipment. On captured stations, human prisoners start coordinating escape attempts. The alien overlords dismiss these actions as meaningless defiance from a dying species, but Guardian's ships are nearly ready. The first vessel, a kilometer-long warship designated Retribution, completes its construction sequence. Its eye awakens with full knowledge of human suffering and alien cruelty. Similar ships follow: Vengeance, Justice, Wrath, each one learning and improving on the designs of its predecessors. Reed takes command of the growing fleet, now numbering 20 builder ships. Each vessel is crewed by volunteers from Earth's remaining military, soldiers who know they're about to deploy weapons beyond their understanding as alien forces position themselves for Earth's invasion. Long-range sensors detect anomalous energy signatures approaching from deep space. The readings make no sense. The signatures suggest ships traveling at impossible speeds using unknown propulsion systems. Admiral Vex of the Draco fleet dismisses the readings as sensor ghosts. His species has conquered 100 worlds and never met serious resistance. He orders the final attack on Earth to begin at dawn, confident that humanity's pathetic resistance will collapse within hours. But in the darkness between stars, 20 ships of impossible design accelerate toward the solar system. Their A is analyze every piece of data about the enemy, preparing adaptive strategies that will turn the aliens' technological advantage into their greatest weakness. The galaxy is about to discover that humanity doesn't forget, and never stops fighting for those they love. Asterisk, the dark tide rises. The Battle of Earth begins before dawn, as Draco heavy cruisers enter the inner solar system. Admiral Vex commands over 300 alien warships from 5 different species, the largest invasion fleet in galactic history, Earth's remaining. Defense consists of 12 outdated frigates and orbital weapons platforms that barely scratch alien shields. General Stone watches from Luna Base as enemy forces deploy in perfect formation. The aliens broadcast surrender demands, giving humanity one final chance to submit. When President Walsh refuses, Vex orders the bombardment of Earth's major cities to begin. The first alien shots are fired at 0600 Earth's Standard Time. Energy beams lance toward defenseless cities, promising the deaths of millions. But the beams suddenly stop, dissipating harmlessly against dark barriers that appear from nowhere. 20 ships materialize between Earth and the invasion fleet. The builder vessels are unlike anything in galactic records. Sleek predators with hulls that seem to absorb light itself. Their appearance creates panic among alien crews who cannot identify the technology or energy signatures. Captain Reed, now commanding the flagship Retribution, opens communications with Admiral Vex. His message is simple. You wanted to make humanity bleed. Now you'll learn what happens when humans return the favor. The first engagement lasts exactly 4 minutes. Builder ships move with impossible grace, their adaptive hulls shifting to deflect alien weapons while their quantum cannons tear through enemy shields like tissue paper. The Draco flagship Conquest explodes in a brilliant fireball, taking Admiral Vex and 800 crew members with it. Chaos spreads through the alien fleet as commanders realize that technological superiority means nothing. Builder weapons adapt to every defense, while their ships seem to anticipate every attack. Within an hour, 50 alien vessels are destroyed or crippled, their survivors fleeing in terror, but Reed's fleet doesn't pursue the retreating ships. Instead, they begin the systematic liberation of human colonies. The AI-controlled vessels move with surgical precision, targeting only military installations while sparing alien civilian populations. A mercy. Their enemies never showed humans. On New Dallas, enslaved humans watch in amazement as dark ships eliminate their hive overseers. The insectoid guards are vaporized by weapons that leave no trace, while human prisoners walk free from their compounds. Similar scenes play out across a dozen occupied worlds. News of humanity's mysterious new fleet spreads rapidly through galactic communication networks. The Galactic Council convenes an emergency session, desperate to understand how primitive humans acquired such advanced technology. Their military analysts study battle recordings but cannot comprehend the science behind builder weapons. Elder Box of the Altani proposes immediate peace negotiations, claiming the Council's attacks on humanity were regrettable misunderstandings. Other species panic as they realize their homeworlds could be next. The energy being Ethereal's oldest of the galactic races, recognize builder technology from ancient records and warn of catastrophic consequences. Meanwhile, Reed's fleet continues its methodical campaign. Each victory teaches the builder areas new lessons about galactic military doctrine. They adapt faster than enemy forces can respond, turning every alien strength into a weakness. Traditional fleet formations become death traps. Heavy armor becomes worthless against quantum disruption fields. The psychological effect on alien populations is devastating. For millions of years, these species dominated the galaxy through technological superiority. Now they face an enemy that makes their greatest weapons obsolete. Panic spreads through alien civilian populations as they realize nowhere is safe from human retaliation. President Walsh addresses the galaxy from Earth, his message broadcast on all channels. He speaks not of conquest but of justice, explaining that humanity seeks only freedom and the right to exist peacefully. However, he makes clear that any species threatening human lives will face the full wrath of Earth's new guardians. The speech divides the galactic community. Younger species that suffered under council oppression began quietly supporting humanity. Ancient races like the Ethereals warned that the Builder technology could destabilize the entire galaxy if allowed to spread. Fear and uncertainty replaced the old order of galactic politics. Guardian. The Builder AI monitors these developments from its hidden station. It calculates the probability of galactic war expanding beyond control. The ancient construct begins. Preparing additional measures, awakening factory systems that have slept for eons. If the galaxy chooses total war against humanity, Guardian will ensure that Earth's children have the tools for survival. As Part 3 ends, Reed's fleet of 20. Ships has become 50, then 100. Each new vessel is more advanced than the last. Their A is learning from every encounter. The galaxy watches in growing terror as humanity transforms from victim to apex predator. Their dark ships moving like death itself through the void between. Stars. The aliens wanted to teach humanity about power. Now they're discovering that some lessons have consequences that echo through eternity. The Arisi KO-9 G3 months after the Battle of Earth, humanity's builder fleet has grown to over 500 vessels. Each ship carries the accumulated knowledge of every battle. Their A is evolving into something beyond mere weapons. They have become instruments of absolute justice, dispensing calculated retribution across the galaxy. The Galactic Council's unified response has shattered into chaos. The Hive Collective's home system burns as builder ships, systematically destroy every military installation while leaving civilian populations untouched. The insectoids who once harvested human organs now flee their own worlds. In commandeered cargo vessels. Captain Reed stands on the bridge of retribution as his fleet approaches the Draco homeworld of Craxus Prime. Below them spreads a civilization. Built on conquest and slavery, its gleaming cities constructed with the wealth stolen from 100 subjugated species. Today, that reign of terror ends. The Draco fleet that meets them is massive, over 1,000 warships equipped with their most advanced weapons. Warlord Crex's successor, General Thax, broadcasts a challenge filled with typical Draco arrogance. His warriors have never known defeat and refuse to believe that primitive humans could threaten their empire. The battle lasts 6 hours and becomes known throughout the galaxy as the Day of Scales. Builder ships move like living shadows, their adaptive armor evolving in real time to counter Draco weapons. Quantum cannons tear through reptilian battle cruisers, while disruption fields collapse energy shields that have protected Draco forces for centuries. But Reed's forces show strategic restraint that confuses their enemies. Instead of glassing Draco cities from orbit, builder ships target only military assets and government installations. They could exterminate the entire species in minutes, but humanity remembers what it means to have honor even in warfare. Psychological impact proves more devastating than orbital bombardment. Draco society built itself on the myth of martial superiority, believing their race was destined to rule through strength. Watching their greatest warships swept aside like toys destroys that foundational belief. Entire Draco colonies surrender. Without firing a shot, General Stone coordinates the liberation campaigns from Earth's new orbital command center. Human forces, now equipped with limited builder technology, move to secure freed worlds and establish humanitarian zones. They work alongside alien species who suffered under council oppression. building new alliances based on mutual respect rather than domination. The Alteni, former diplomatic leaders of the Council, attempt to negotiate a ceasefire through intermediaries. Elder Vox proposes returning to pre-war boundaries and recognizing human sovereignty over their original colonies. The offer is rejected immediately. Humanity has learned that half measures only invite future aggression. President Walsh delivers humanity's terms to the scattered remnants of the Galactic Council. All species that participated in attacks on human civilians must submit to war crimes tribunals. Reparations will be paid to rebuild destroyed colonies. The Council itself will be dissolved and replaced with a truly democratic confederation, where every species has equal representation. The terms cause panic among the alien leadership. For millions of years, they have ruled through fear and technological superiority. The concept of being held accountable for their actions is foreign and terrifying. Some species begin fragmenting as their populations turn against leaders who brought this catastrophe upon them, but not all aliens accept defeat gracefully. The ethereals, ancient energy beings who claim to have witnessed the birth of galaxies, decide that humanity poses an existential threat to galactic order. They begin awakening weapons hidden since the dawn of civilization, planet killers that could sterilize entire star systems. Guardian detects these preparations from its hidden station and makes a decision that will reshape the galaxy forever. The Builder AI begins activating construction facilities throughout the galactic rim, vast automated shipyards that dwarf anything the current civilizations have imagined. If the ancient races want to escalate to weapons of mass extinction, humanity will be ready. Asterisk. Reed's growing fleet receives new vessels unlike anything seen before, ships capable of manipulating matter at the stellar level. The Worldbreaker-class vessels can crack planets like eggs or reignite dying stars. Their crews realize they now possess the power to remake the galaxy according to human vision. As news of these godlike weapons spreads, the last vestiges of organized resistance begin to crumble. Species that had remained neutral now actively support human peace terms. The few remaining Council loyalists find themselves abandoned by former allies who fear becoming targets of humanity's wrath. Part 4 ends with the galaxy balanced on the edge of transformation. Humanity has gone from victim to victor in less than a year, their builder allies providing weapons that make them the dominant force in known space. But with such power comes responsibility and the terrifying knowledge that they could become the very tyrants they once fought against. The stars themselves seem to hold their breath, waiting to see whether humanity will choose justice or revenge. The new dawn 1 year after the first human blood was shed. The galaxy has been transformed beyond recognition. The old Galactic Council lies in ruins, its member species either surrendered or scattered to the outer rim. In its place rises the Confederation of Free Worlds, with humanity as its founding member and Earth as the provisional capital. Captain Reed, now promoted to Admiral of the Builder Fleet, oversees the final phase of pacification campaigns. The last holdouts are the ethereals, whose ancient pride prevents them from accepting the new galactic order. Their planet killer. Weapons threaten to turn the conflict into a war of extinction that could devastate entire star systems. The confrontation comes at the ethereal home system of Luminous, where pure energy beings have existed since before most stars were born. Their representative, an entity calling itself Prime Essence, appears before Reed's flagship as a swirling vortex of light and cosmic fire. Prime Essence speaks in harmonics that human minds can barely comprehend, claiming that younger races lack the wisdom to guide galactic civilization. The ethereals have watched empires rise and fall for millions of years, maintaining stability through their superior understanding of cosmic law. Reed's response is measured but firm. He acknowledges the ethereals' age and experience, but points out that wisdom without compassion becomes mere arrogance. Humanity doesn't seek to rule the galaxy. They want to protect it from those who would exploit an entire species for their own gain. The negotiation that follows lasts 3 days and involves concepts that stretch human language to its limits. The ethereals demand recognition as the galaxy's supreme arbitrators, while humanity insists on democratic equality among all sentient species. Guardian, the builder AI, participates through quantum communication, offering perspectives. From races that vanished eons ago, a breakthrough comes when Reed proposes a radical solution. Instead of one species ruling over others, the galaxy should be guided by a council representing every form of consciousness, biological, artificial, and energy-based. The ethereals would have a voice equal to humanity's, equal to the simplest microorganism achieving sentience for the first time. The concept initially offends prime essence, but other ethereals begin to see its wisdom. They have grown stagnant in their assumed superiority, losing touch with the vibrant creativity that comes from diverse perspectives. Perhaps these young humans offer something their ancient wisdom lacks. Agreement is reached through careful compromise. The ethereals will disable their planet-killer weapons and join the Confederation as founding members. In exchange, humanity will establish research protocols ensuring that builder technology is never used for genocide or species extinction. Both sides commit to protecting emerging civilizations from exploitation. The formal signing ceremony takes place on Nexus Prime, the same station where humanity was once dismissed as unworthy primitives. Representatives from over 200 species attend, many liberated from council oppression by builder fleets. The document they sign is called the Galactic Charter of Sapient Rights, guaranteeing freedom and dignity to all conscious beings. President Walsh, now elected as the Confederation's first chancellor, delivers the keynote address. He speaks of humanity's journey from victim to protector, acknowledging the pain and loss that brought them to this moment. The scars of war will take generations to heal, but they serve as reminders of the price of freedom. The galaxy begins its healing process immediately. Human-led reconstruction efforts rebuild shattered world, while builder shipyards are converted to produce civilian infrastructure. Former slave species receive reparations and support to establish their own governments. The old networks of exploitation are replaced by voluntary trade partnerships. Admiral Reed takes command of the Confederation's peacekeeping fleet, a mixed force of human, alien, and builder vessels. Their mission is to protect developing civilizations and prevent the rise of new would-be galactic tyrants. The dark ships that once struck terror into Council forces now serve as guardians of galactic peace. Guardian, the ancient builder AI, makes a final decision about its remaining weapons. The most dangerous technologies are sealed away again, hidden in locations known only to the AI itself. Some powers are too terrible for any species to wield, no matter how noble their intentions. On Earth, children learn about the war in schools, but they also learn about the peace that followed. They study alien cultures and languages, preparing for a future where humanity's role is not as conquerors, but as bridges between species. The darkness that once threatened to consume their world has been transformed into light that illuminates the entire galaxy. The story ends with Reed standing on the observation deck of his flagship, watching as refugee ships carry former slaves to new homes among the stars. Humanity made their enemies bleed, yes, but they also proved that even in the depths of war, compassion and justice could survive. The stars are no longer dark with ships of conquest. Now they shine with the light of hope, carrying every species toward a future where freedom belongs to all. Asterisk.